sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama. Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di matatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao.
San Juan, and so you want to win as many games as you can. They have 8 losses, they have 6 more games, but you cannot be complacent against those 6 remaining games as you want to stay in the top 8. Samantala itong QC, they're vying for number 8 and to win as many games as they can. The top 2 teams would be Caloocan and Davao, and so they gotta win tonight and look forward to that game against Davao and hopefully finish off with the number 8 spot at the end of the playoff at the seasons.
Both of these teams are coming off victories. In fact, Caloocan is coming off their biggest win of the season against the Imus Agimat. It was definitely a dominant victory para sa kanila in their last game, and Jeremy Cabanag once again led the way para sa Caloocan Batang Kankalu, 138-94.
Yeah, totoo yan. And itong game na to of Caloocan really boiled down to the dominance of Caloocan, especially on the field goal percentage, the 3-point makes, and the rebounds, the plus 22 on the rebounds, 7 players in double digits. Katulad nga sinabi mo, Cabanag with 16, Tayong had 15, Kalahat at 12, Espinas at 11, and just a slew of other players scoring in double digits para dito sa Caloocan.
Jeremy Cabanag has been the leading scorer this year for the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Even though the points have been spread out for the players of Coach Alex Angeles, Jeremy Cabanag has emerged as the star of the show para sa Batang Kankalu this season.
And definitely, and you know, the way that he's been playing, he's been leading the charge actually para dito sa Caloocan, and where Jeremy goes is practically where Caloocan is headed.
And if he did not get the trophy in the 3-point shootout last Saturday in Zamboanga City, they're definitely looking to give themselves the trophy this season, particularly that national championship. For Jeremy Cabanag, it's championship or bust for them this season.
All the more motivation for Jeremy and the team.
On the other side, Quezon City also coming off a victory. This was a very crucial matchup that they had against the Valenzuela Classic. These two teams are on top of each other sa ating team standings. In fact, Quezon City right now is leading the way at the number 9th spot in the Northern Division. This was a very important matchup that they had against Valenzuela Classic, winning 73-67.
And defense was key in this game. They forced the turnovers on Valenzuela, to which they got 21 points out of it, of the 16 turnovers that they forced. And so you have to contain and sustain that in this game, lalo na you go out against a very defensive team in Caloocan.
And with the game hanging in the balance for them heading into the 4th quarter, Mr. JP Kawilan caught fire for the Quezon City Toda Action party list in that game, scoring 20 of his 31 points. He's only averaging 6.5 points per game this season, Coach. And what a time for him to catch fire.
And, you know, so long as you see players that's really rising up to the occasion, you'd love for that to happen, especially for JP Kawilan. He sealed that game with those free throws, and, you know, hopefully it's something that he continues to do for QC.
All right, let's get the show on the road. It's Quezon City versus Caloocan. Let's go to Miguel Perez.
City for our second game. This is the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 presented by Extreme. Here are the starters, beginning with the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Starting at guard number 4, Irvin Palencia. Also at guard number 29, Joko Tayongtong. Forward number 12, Josh Flores. Also at forward number 5, Ronnie Matias. And at center number 27, Gabby Espinas. Their head coach is Alex Angeles. Assistant coaches Harvey Bangas, Toto Dohidio, Peter Santamaria, and Jigs Guadamur. Team manager is Mac Robert Nichandu. Team governor is Jerry Bitin. Team owners are Dennis Flores and Honorable Congressman Oka Malapitan. Now, the starting 5 for the Quezon City Toda Action Party List. Starting at guard number 0, Mike Are. Also at guard number 2, Chino Mosqueda. Center number 18, Jason Ballesteros. Forward number 17, Abdul Sawat. And the other forward number 16, JP Kawilan. Their head coach is Egay Macaraya. Assistant coaches, Bong Ramos, Louis Bautista, Aileen Deponio, and Ian Valdez. Team managers are Martin Go and JC Tan. Team governor is Charles Kimpo. Team owner is Joe Bentai. Reference for this ball game, our crew chief.
Our starting 5 brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max, Irvin Valencia and Joko Tayongtong in the backcourt, joined by Gabby Espinas, Ronnie Matias, and Josh Flores in the front court for the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. On the other side, it's going to be Michael Are, Chino Mosqueda, Jason Ballesteros, and Abdul Sawat joining the star of the show for Quezon City in their last game, JP Kawilan. The opening tip goes to the guys in blue and red. Our referees for this ball game, crew chief Jay Castroverde, umpire 1 is Jovet Ocfemia, umpire 2 is Jonathan Calida, and the fourth man is Ray Gabriel. Pass couldn't find its way to Jason Ballesteros. Caloocan off and running. Flores couldn't get it on the first try. Also on the second, Kawilan clears it for Quezon City. Now, Coach, we talked about how important the outside game is for Quezon City sa ating laro, as well as the improvement of their perimeter game, as well as the points inside the paint. And how do you think that's going to happen for them in this game, especially against a team like Caloocan that has a lot of veteran big men?
Oh yeah, wag natin kakalimutan itong Caloocan, highly defensive team ito. Rebounds, steals, blocks, and points allowed sa kalaban. They're tops in there. And so, kailangan mapamove mo yung depensa so that yung perimeter game maging open sa'yo. And once you catch that defense late, that's the time you start attacking. Exactly how Caloocan has shown us here. The ball swung from north to south, east to west, before they finally hit the guy that's least guarded and making those baskets.
And what about, Coach, how the chemistry of Caloocan has developed at the latter part of the season?
Yeah, yung pagka-veterano nitong mga players na Caloocan really, I guess, made it easier for them to bond and come together to play as one unit. And make no mistake about it, marami mga teams na nakatingin dito sa Caloocan because laman ng mga veterano tsaka yung mga big man, very capable and able post-up guys and shooters from the outside. Then you're talking about Rail, you're talking about Ronnie, and even Gab can hit you on either end of the floor.
And right on cue, Ronnie Matias takes it from the outside but fails to make it. Michael Are forward to Abdul Sawat. Michael's younger brother, Paeng Are, has put on a show for San Sebastian in the first game of their season, scoring 27 points. I'm sure he wants to do the same here para sa Quezon City. As JP Kawilan, we talked about how big his performance is going to be in this game to pick up from where he left off in that game against Valenzuela.
Yeah, and lalo na, he's being guarded by Ronnie Matias. And so you have to make those shots so that he plays honest defense on the outside.
They've been allowing Josh Flores that outside shot. Flores is a very capable outside shooter. Chino Mosqueda gets that one to trickle in.
Yeah, and the fast break game is something that QC also turns to, lalo na if they control that defensive rebound. And with Chino and Are right there trying to finish it off, very capable din na makascore sila on fast break points.
There's a double foul called here between Jogo Tayangtong and Chino Mosqueda. Tingnan natin ang ating fast break of the game brought to you by Sportsmax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max. Chino Mosqueda finishing with the offhand there.
Dalawang veteranong nag-connect, veteranong rebound at veteranong guardia na pumini sa kabilang side.
Matias couldn't get the 2 points, gets his own miss. Ronnie this time falling away, making sure that he gets the basket there.
And so if this is going to be a rebounding game, QC is going to have their hands full. But just too many rebounders on the side of Caloocan. Somebody's got to help out Jason Ballesteros to sustain it the entire game.
There you see Matias missing on the first try. Espinas trying to help out. But ultimately, it's Ronnie Matias who gets the better of that rebounding battle against Jason Ballesteros, as Michael Are scores on the other side to answer for Quezon City. 9-4 now.
Mahirap kasi sa rebounding eh. Ito naman magkasama na yan, si Ronnie at saka si Gab. Parang hindi makuha ni Gab, pero tatapikin lang niya. Makakapulot malamang si Ronnie inside.
Abdul Sawat trying to save it inside para sa Quezon City, but you could see Chino Mosqueda clapping and encouraging his teammates, telling them that they're playing awesome defense. That's Michael Are draining it from the baseline of the screens from his teammates.
And that's just recognition on Chino na kailangan natin dumepensa kung gusto natin talunin itong Caloocan team. Oh, what a pass.
Gabby Espinas finishing that play for the Batang Kankalu. Plus another chance at one more.
Napakalaking bagay talaga ng basket cut, lalo na kung yung mga big man mo ang very aware kung saang portion sila ng floor cut. And that time around, Gabby Espinas has seen a lot of that baseline drive. He understands where the free spot is, and he just went it and got the ball and finished.
The thing about that slot cut, coach, you really have to understand the timing on when to actually go for it.
Hindi ka pwedeng masyadong maaga, hindi ka rin masyadong late. It has to be that timing, to your point.
And these things happened through developing chemistry with your teammates. And by this point of the season, you could be certain that, especially for a veteran team like Caloocan, that chemistry had been developed. Matias tried to adjust right there. Napasama pa yun para sa kanya. And QC forces the miss.
Yeah, and when we talked about this team is defensive team, kita mo naman si Gabby Espinas, yung bola na kay Paeng pero nakadepensa siya, pinatitigil yung fast break, then saka siya bumalik sa big man na bantay niya, which happens to be Jason Ballesteros.
Are backing in, finding Abdul Sawat. Similar play on the other side but from a different angle. Abdul Sawat, the beneficiary of that nice pass from Michael Are.
And again, yung cut sa weak side na nakatalikod yung depensa, 1 point of attack if you're going up against this really good team defensively in Caloocan.
Valencia gets fouled by Michael Are. Take a look at this. Look how Michael Are set Abdul Sawat up for those 2 points.
And I like yung decision to give up the balls. Minsan kasi pag nagpo-post up ka, pag 2-3 dribbles, wala ka namang positional advantage, just give it up to someone else who can create for you.
Espinas tried to make a pass to Josh Flores, but he throws it away. And to his surprise, he thought that he was fouled.
And so far, QC hasn't missed from the field. They're 5 out of 5. Talang 3 out of 9 naman itong Caloocan. We talked about perimeter gaming. They're doing real good, speaking of QC.
Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter, Sawat goes inside, 1-2 step that falls off the rim. Caloocan on the other side. Valencia doing what he does best, pushing the basketball. Unfortunately, there's an illegal screen set by Ronnie Matias.
Right. And Ron, you have to allow the defense to see you right then. Hindi talaga makikita ni Paeng yun, kaya bumunggu siya kay Matias.
That's already the second on Ronnie, and that forces the hand of Coach Alex Angeles to insert Real Cervantes for the first time in this game.
Yeah, katulad sinasabi mo kanina, yung timing sa basket cut, ganun din sa screen eh. Kailangan bigyan mo ng pagkakataon makita ng depensa kung nasaan ka para ma-avoid ka. at hindi maging offensive foul.
And again, it's being together for a long time that
Right.
really helps the timing on that two-man action. JP Kawilan puts the ball on the deck, gives it back to Abdul Sawat. Couple of bounces in. Abdul Sawat gets the tipsy do to go.
Now, pag pinag-usapan mo yung spacing, not really the best spacing we've seen, but, you know, just creativity on Asawa to be able to finish despite Jason Ballesteros being in there. Look at that strength to finish through contact.
Abdul Sawat, truly underrated para sa Quezon City. I think this is a guy who has struggled to get his rhythm this season playing under Coach Egay Macaraya, but I do believe he is in the right system to flourish.
That is right. And, you know, field goal wise from the perimeter, roughly about 45% shooting from there. And, you know, he's going to pretty much knock down those shots. It's the threes that he's got to work on. But so long as you have a very mobile guy that can actually knock down those perimeter jumpers, then why not? You know, you got to play to your advantage.
And also, Coach, I think it's the versatility on defense that helps this squad of Coach Egay Macaraya by having Abdul Sawat on the roster.
Agree. And lahat ng makakatulong sa iyo defensively, lalo na for offensive players to be playing a lot of defense, that sure is a really good welcome spot for any coach in any team.
Walong lamang dito ng Quezon City. They look to extend it right now. Marian Magat is on. JP Kawilan leaves it for Jonas Tibayan. Push shot, no good.
Now, you missed your shot, pero gusto mo yun dahil you're moving that defense of Caloocan.
Romel Calahat spins towards the baseline. One of the guys who scored in double figures against the Imus Agimat, scoring on his very first basket of this game against Quezon City.
And I like how Calahat actually saw that baseline drop step to be open and went there.
That's a conversion from the outside coming from Mike Are. He's off to a good start, perhaps inspired by the good start of his younger brother in the NCAA wars.
That is right. Could be motivation on the head of Paeng them. But the thing is, more importantly, as we see this basket right here by Paeng of that little DHO.
That's our three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
2 out of 2 from 3. 6 out of 7 from the field. Shooting-wise, Quezon City is doing really good.
7 points in the game para kay Mike Are. Calahat misses everything from the left corner.
Now, itong Caloocan seems to me parang minamadali masyado no? Gigil na makarating doon sa puntong makaka-score sila kagad. Samantalang the threes that's being hoisted right here, that time offline para sa QC.
Jeromer Cabanag going all the way to the cup there, crashing into their A-boards on the baseline. And foul is against Abdul Sawat. Take a look at this again. Cabanag going to his strong side, flipping it up. It's a tad bit too short, but he will take 2 free throws. Talking about Jeromer Cabanag.
And ganyan talaga dapat ang maging performance ni Jeromer. Offensively, he has to be very aggressive. You can't shy away from opportunities to score because you have to understand, you're the primary guy in terms of scoring para dito sa Caloocan.
12.5 points per game this season to lead the way for the Batang Kankalu. Second free throw is good. 17-10 is the score. Chi Inigo has now checked in para sa Batang Kankalu.
Tsaka yung 12.5 points per game na yun, he's the only one in double digits average para dito sa Caloocan. And so, you know, you gotta be really aggressive offensively if you're Jeromer.
Mosqueda couldn't get that floater to drop. Cabanag once again with the rock. And you know, for Jeromer, coach, it is a mark of his growth as a player dito sa ating liga. Once known just as a two-way defensive player, 3-and-D guy, ito si Jeromer Cabanag, but you never really saw him as a guy to lead your team in terms of scoring. Yeah. Especially with guys like Gabi Espinas, Ronnie Matias, and Rael Cervantes on your team.
Yeah, and growth really is a good word to describe how Jeromer has been. His maturity and understanding, you know, the weight of scoring is on his shoulders, and believe it or not, he's part of the really good leadership para dito sa Caloocan. And so, you gotta take the lead, do the things that you're good at, scoring, and the defensive coverages that you have. You know, gamitin mo yun para i-model para dito sa mga veteranong kakampi mo rin.
2 minutes and 39 remaining here in the first quarter. Hubert Cani has checked into the game for the first time for Coach Egay Macaraya as well as Ray Bienes and Jonathan Jesalem, who is fresh off the three-point shootout in Zamboanga City. Bienes from downtown. Good line, just too strong. Rin William Bing is also in the game for the first time. A North All-Star, his first All-Star selection in the MPBL. Yambing pulls back between the legs.
Wow.
Jumper on the way. Too strong. Cabanag with the board.
Post up.
Cervantes against Bienes, two former FEU standouts of different generations. Cabanag goes middle, loses it on the way up. That's going to go the other side to Quezon City.
Yan, Cabanag already could feel na, you know, free lane, easy layup. Kaya lang, nawala yung handle sa kanya.
5 na ang turnover dito ng Batang Caloocan. Quezon City has a couple of their own. Yambing off the staggered screen. Bienes couldn't get the handoff to him. Tibayan does. Yambing almost traveled. Gets it to Bienes. Bienes puts on the brakes. Turnaround. That's a difficult shot. Almost a good challenge by Marian Magat. But Caloocan will give up the foul. That's going to go against Real Cervantes.
Yeah, and much as nakikita natin na 3-pointers ang nagli-lead pagdating sa stats para dito sa QC, they're actually doing a good job of trying to get in the paint touches, see if they have scoring availability before they actually look for their 3-pointers.
Bienes averaging 3.4 points per game this season. It's 2 for 2 from the free throw line, extending this QC lead to 9. JJ Manlangit in the game para kay Coach Alex Angeles. Familiar set here for the Batang Caloocan. Magat too late to set the screen. Cabanag already made his move. That's a turnover yet again para sa Batang Caloocan.
Yeah, and you know, Caloocan actually getting a dose of their own medicine. Defensive stops here have been really good for QC. They forced so far 6 turnovers now on this Caloocan, while sila dalawa pa lang ang nakocommit nila.
Hubert Cani will take the 3. Too strong. Kalahat almost got it. Marian Magat also had his hands on the basketball, just not completely, ultimately losing it to Quezon City. And there's a foul against Caloocan, which Quezon City will try to take advantage of dahil penalty na rin dito ang Caloocan. Both teams are actually over the limit. So Yambing will be the one taking free throws here for QC. There has been a lot of lapses mentally for the Batang Caloocan here in the first quarter.
Oh, very, very uncharacteristic of how Caloocan normally is the more poised team, lalo na on a half-court set, I feel. But right now, medyo minamadali yung kanilang mga shot selections.
Rin William Bing, 9.2 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, but those numbers were even more at the start of the season. That's why he was able to get that nod as an all-star this year. Bienes will give up that foul off the miss by Yambing.
Yeah, and isa sa mga indicators na mapapansin mo na talagang it feels like parang minamadali talaga ng Caloocan yung offensive sets nila is that they're better on the rebounds by 2 pero they have 2 lesser attempts that of QC. And so Caloocan's got to settle down, go to their half-court set and trust that their bigs and guards will actually make the right decisions offensively.
Magat splits his charities. Kalahat gets the offensive board. Cabanag heavily pressured by fellow shooter Jonathan Jesalem. Kalahat leans in and draws the foul against, I believe, Jonas Tibayan.
And Kalahat, that's twice already na ginamit niya yung baseline side na open para sa kanya. And so far, it's done him wonders here. A basket made earlier, now it's to the free throws of that foul on that attempt.
Kalahat was one of 7 players in double figures against the Imus Agimat. He scored 12 points in 17 minutes of gameplay. Very efficient from the field. 3 out of 4, plus 7 rebounds and 4 assists.
And he's got to go more to that post up because perimeter-wise, he's got good shooting percentage, including yung mga free throws niya. 70% free throw shooter. She's making the most out of it. Good
Salem, bullet sa pass inside to Yambing. Short nga lang dun sa kanyang reverse. Kalahat hesitates, crossover. Inigo locks and loads. 3-pointer no good. That's last touch on Jonas Tibayan.
Ang haba rin talaga ni Magat to be able to reach over the shoulder and try to tip that ball away.
Oh no, it is last touch on Marian Magat.
Yes.
My mistake, yeah.
Right.
Gani, head and shoulder fake. It's a pass to the corner. Yambing goes hard to the basket and kisses it off the glass.
Yeah, the QC's gonna need more of that. Put the ball on the floor, strong finish off dribble penetrate, as opposed to just drive and kicking that ball.
Last shot time for the Batang Kankalu. Kalahat loses it to Bienes. 3 seconds left. Bienes will elect to heave. Almost, but not quite there para kay Ray Bienes. He still had a couple of dribbles to try and inch closer.
Right. Actually, meron pa nga, but, looking at the clock, medyo maliit yung diferensya, kaya tinira na siguro.
That's going to do it for the first 10 minutes of play. Quezon City off to a very good start here. It was actually Caloocan who tried to set the tone early with their ball movement and their passing. But Quezon City responding right away with baskets by Abdul Sawat and itong si Michael Are, who had 7 points in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and Caloocan generally is a better assisting team, but so far this first quarter of ball distribution has done well for QC.
13-22 is the count. Our first quarter score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
You are still watching the MPBL. After their previous games, masasabi raw ni Coach Alex Angeles that his players are slowly getting used to going up against the younger teams here in the league. Dahil mas nakikita daw natin na mas tumatakbo na raw sila, and well, that is because lately the coaches of Caloocan has been upping the team's conditioning. Dumidiin daw sila with a lot of stamina building with the 10 to 20 minutes all running drills every training. Alam naman daw natin nakakambal ng pagod ang pagkawala ng focus, and that is something that they don't want to see, lalo na ngayon na malapit na ang playoffs. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Well, Coach Alex Angeles always loves his team to be running. And that's why, despite the aging roster that he has, he still expects, especially the younger guys, to be able to lead the way in terms of running the break.
Yeah, and progress really starts with acceptance. Maganda yung pagkakakwento ni Andre doon about Coach Alex understanding that the other teams that are younger are actually going to run against them, and so they have to keep in pace.
JJ Manlangit is one of those guys who can help them in that department, but that time knocking it down from just inside the arc. 4 out of 12 for Caloocan from the field in that first quarter, while Quezon City shot 47%. That's 8 out of 17 para sa kanila. Bienes left wide open, leaves the follow-through, knocking down that 3-point shot.
Dami na talaga mga gwardiya na ngayon, and even the wing guys that have developed that three as part of their arsenal. And we saw a couple of guys, Manlangit, doing that as well on their end.
Here they are matched up against each other. Manlangit will go for another one. That's going to go over the backboard. Hubert Cani leading the break here for the guys in blue. Cani gets it back. He wants to set this one up. Isolated against the taller Marian Magat. Sees Yambing open on the right wing. Yambing in and out on the 3.
Kita mo yung effort ni Kalahat doon, kahit he's deep in the paint, talagang long close out pa rin. Kasi 3-point shooting itong QC. You have to go and close out, prevent any clear shots.
Manlangit gets the step on Tibayan and he finishes the 2 points.
That's a good read right there. You made a 3 a while ago. Now it's time for them to try and second guess kung paano magiging point of attack mo. Long close out, you gotta attack that and drive middle.
Bienes Picks up the dribble, gives it back out to Hubert Cani, but that's stolen away by a former FU Tamaraw, and Atsi Inigo, who goes hard and draws the foul against Cani.
And you just love yung mga veteranong mga guardian naglalaban ngayon. I mean, Chino, Hubert, you know, these guys are really guards that you look up to, even Inigo.
That time it was JJ Manlangit scoring inside para sa Caloocan Batang Kakalo. He has 5 points in this game. Atsi Inigo, 2.7 points per game this year, knocking down the first free throw. Inigo has been in and out of the roster this year para sa Caloocan Batang Kakalo, as you see his family in full support here at the Quezon Convention Center. Younger brother Axel helped the Pasay Voyagers to a dominant victory against the Bicolandia Oragons in our first game dito sa ating Monday triple header. There's going to be a timeout called on the floor. 8 minutes and 12 seconds still to go in our first half. Up next for Coach Egan Macaraya and the Quezon City Toda Action Party List, it's Bataan, Davao Occidental, and the Bicolandia Oragons. On September 20, that's going to be a home game para sa kanila against the Davao Tigers. That's going to be at the Omarato Stadium. Definitely very important games for their squad as they try to bump off Rizal for that last playoff spot in the Northern Division.
Actually, medyo complicated pa nga yung tatlong teams na yun eh. Rizal, Valenzuela, and QC. And so, again,
pwede mo pa nga coach isama tong Caloocan eh.
Oh.
Magkakadikit yan eh.
Yeah, if the 6 remaining games, you know, very unlikely, pero kung malulose lahat yung mga games na yun, Caloocan could be in a predicament.
Of course, Caloocan right now sits at number 7, but just below them are the Rizal Golden Coolers. Quezon City is at number 9.
Yeah.
Valenzuela is at number 10. So that 7 to 10 spots in the Northern Division, hindi pa yan final.
That's right. Kaya napakahalaga sa mga teams na involved na yan na manalo ng manalo habang may pagkakataon pa sila to avoid any complications.
Kawilan takes advantage of the gamble but leaves it for Kenji Romano, fails to finish the deuce. Atsi Inigo bumps into Hubert Cani. That's another hard foul against Hubert.
Sakit ng katawan ni Inigo nito. So many times that he's tried to go get paint touches, he's always getting that contact and strong bumps from the defense of Caloocan.
Cani will have to check out with 2 fouls already, all here in the second quarter. Mosqueda back inside for Quezon City. Dennis Villamor, on the other hand, will check in for the Batang Kankalu para kay Romel Calahat. Paul Sanga also back in the game for Coach Alex Angeles. 2-man action on top. Inigo gives it up quickly, gets it back. Manlangit from almost the same spot earlier. This time it's a step back 3. Sanga, those long arms getting to the offensive rebound. Hurried shot, no good para kay Paul. A lot of substitutions happening here in the past minute for both squads. And this time it's Abdul Sawat coming in for Coach Ege Macaraya.
And those were a couple of quick 3-pointer attempts. No paint touches at all for Caloocan. For the most part, mahilig yan sa mga poste, drive. Sanga, another attempt for 3. That's 3 in a row and no paint touches so far para sa Caloocan.
Caloocan now 0 out of 8 from the outside in this game.
That is right.
Cawilan straight away 3. That is money para kay JP Cawilan.
Now, if this is going to be a 3-point battle, this is going to be advantage para dito sa sa Quezon City, especially as they knock them down here.
That's the second 3-pointer of the game para kay JP Cawilan. 4th overall for QC. Villamor, a very capable shooter, short. Caloocan continues to struggle from behind the line. Inigo going hard to the basket and making it.
And finally, a paint touch para dito sa Caloocan, and they get a basket.
But what about Achi Inigo aggressively driving to the hole? That's the second time in this quarter.
And you see, if you see a snapshot of that drive by Achi, he was really just the lone white shirt inside the shaded area on that drive. Everyone else was out on the perimeter.
Oh, there's a technical foul on Achi Inigo.
I think he was complaining that he got hit and he's supposed to have one more.
There was indeed a slap to the shoulder, although not really enough to bother his shot there.
Right.
JP Cawilan knocking down the technical free throw. But I think, that frustration just coming from the fact that he's really tried to attack the shaded area.
But if you're Caloocan, you're not shooting that well, but you're only down 8, you're still in a good spot. You just gotta keep on building on whatever it is that you're doing right.
Ando Estrella sporting a new hairdo in this game, finding JP Cawilan. That rattles out for the former NU Bulldog. The lob inside to Maga, too high. He's able to volleyball it to Paul Sanga. There was a push by Villamor that wasn't called on Keji Roman, but here comes Abdul Sawat. Leaves it for Mosqueda. A couple of fades and gets it to Abdul Sawat. Teamwork at its finest, as well as the patience factor setting in for Chino Mosqueda.
Yeah, and yung ball fake na yon, ang daming beses sumikot ng bola interior. Manlangit here knocking down that straight on. They're not making those threes, but the perimeter game so far is what's keeping them in this match.
Ang nangyayari yata ngayon, Coach, nagkabaliktad.
Oo nga, baliktad nga.
Yung kalakasan ng parehong squad.
Totoo yan.
Estrella finds himself open, leaves it for Kenji Roman.
And kanina, yun ang pinag-uusapan natin, top of the coverage. They have to make that defense move. Right now, so far, yan lang ang nagiging atake nitong QC.
This is our play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. Sawat leaves it for Mosqueda. Couple of fakes. Gets it back to Abdul, and Sawat does not let him down.
But you have to admire the patience of Chino Mosqueda in there. You know that 3-second count was kept on going, but presence of mind to give it up at the right time for Sawat to finish.
Parang half second na lang matatawagan na ng 3 seconds yun. Quezon City is now 7 out of 8 from the free throw line, while Caloocan is 7 out of 9. The lead is 10 for the Toda Aksyon.
It's the 7 turnovers that's actually medyo a cause of concern para dito sa Caloocan. So they gotta do a better job of taking care of that rock.
Sanga almost fell to the sideline. Achi Inigo fires from the outside, no good. Villamor the offensive rebound, but ultimately loses it to JP Cawilan.
And QC loving that they're actually hoisting the shots from the outside, because it means long rebounds and more guards to get those defensive board and try and attempt a run the other way.
Classic MPBL matchup there in the guard position between Estrella and Achi Inigo. Off the ball, there's an offensive foul called against Chino Mosqueda.
Well, sayang yung basket niya ni Kenji, pero nagugustuhan mo yung galaw ng bola para dito sa QC. If they draw that second defender, that's the time that they release it to the other guy that's either free or, moving without the ball.
But is it just me, or do I notice Quezon City running some different sets tonight?
I think so. They're running different sets right now. It's really not just primarily drive and kick. It's really more of paint touches and seeing what the defense would give. If they give you the tool, they'll take it.
Espinas thought it would end up in a miss. He tried to follow his shot, but he makes that jumper from the perimeter and cuts this QC lead to just 8.
Yeah, and it's really the defense also of QC that's bothering the execution of Caloocan. You gotta give credit to QC for doing good defensive work here.
Estrella kicks it out. Cawilan had a lot of time to set up that 3-point shot. Inigo looking at his options, finds a cutting Villamor, swatted away by Chino Mosqueda.
And really just peeling off and recovering defensively right there.
He's doing it on both ends of the floor here. Chino Mosqueda is for Quezon City. He has proven that this entire season with a lot more responsibility on his shoulders here para sa Quezon City.
And the one thing you like about Chino is he's gonna give what you need from him.
Sanga sets for 3. That's no good. And the struggles continue from the outside for Caloocan. 0 out of 12. Quezon City is 4 out of 13.
12 missed 3 so far for Caloocan.
Yambing doesn't force the issue. Sawat is there to release the pressure. Sawat gives it to Ballesteros. The extra pass, Cawilan. Now he's been missing his last few shots from the outside.
You know one other guy that we're missing so far from Caloocan? Jeramer Cabanag. Oh, that's it.
Prince Casin takes one step too many there. Valencia will come back in para kay Paul Sanga.
Jeramer has only played 6 minutes so far and has attempted twice and missed on both. Hasn't attempted yet, rather.
Turnover story, Caloocan leading 9-4 in that department. Michael Are, who scored 7 points in the first quarter, is back inside for Coach Egay Macaraya. Sawat trying to use his quickness against Dennis Villamor, but that's good recovery coming from the former NU Bulldog. Palencia gets inside near the elbow. Matias.
There you go.
That combination between him and Gabi Espinas has been working for Caloocan here in this first half.
Well, you could say that's the second cleanest basket so far for Caloocan, coming off a really good set and ball movement.
Michael Are with 9 on the shot clock. Are takes it from 3. I don't know if that was intended, kissing it off the glass, but that is a miss. Espinas, left-hand drive, the scoop and score para kay Gabi Espinas.
And finally, to the delight of Coach Alec, he's seeing Caloocan basketball right now. Defense on one end and a finish the other way.
This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Gabi Espinas and Ronnie Matias, these two practically capitulate what Caloocan basketball is all about.
Sure, hindi ganun kabilis sa fast break, pero pag nasa loob na ng paint, hindi naman ganun kadali pigilan yan dahil malakas rin ang katawan and able to finish through contact.
Espinas is averaging 7.5 points per game this season. He has 9 in this game, and more importantly, he has helped Caloocan cut this lead to a 1-possession game, 33-30. 2 minutes and change remaining in our first half. Check out our fan of the game, brought to you by Jinky Skin, isa sa mga nagagandahang dilag. Press it here at the Quezon Convention Center for our Monday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. This is Javi Balanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. It is Caloocan versus Quezon City for the second game of our Monday triple header. You see there Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, joined by Security Chief Rudy Distrito. Later on, we have the Quezon Huskers defending their home floor against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Once again, there you see Captain Marbel, Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, and Security Chief Rudy Distrito. The score is 33-30 in favor of Quezon City. Caloocan, though, is on a run here. They will try to sustain this by trying to get a stop off the timeout that Coach Ege Macaraya called to stop the momentum of Caloocan.
Yeah, tama naman yun para mapigilan ng konti, palamigin ng konti yung init ng opensiba at depensa nitong Caloocan and try to regain your own momentum din.
Sawat, it's a screen from Ballesteros. Abdul gets it to JP. Kawilan for 3. No good. Matias got the offensive rebound but eventually lost it to Michael Are. That's going to be off Michael. Caloocan will get possession. Ngayon naman si Coach Alex Angeles ang tatawag ng timeout with 1 minute and 48 remaining here in the first half. Quezon City Toda Action party list trying to hold on to their 3-point lead here against the Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Irvin Palencia and company have gone on a furious rally here after Quezon City was up by as much as 10 in this game. Matias pops out. They go to Espinas on the block. Flores gets the loose ball. Palencia fakes the pass to the left. Irvin still has it. Trying to drive by Rinwil Yambing, losing it to the Quezon City defense.
Yeah, good defense right there, understanding where that attack was going to be.
Quezon City breaking their scoreless drought. They were scoreless for almost 4 minutes dito sa ating second quarter. Abdul Sawat giving them that basket.
Yeah, inatake na kaagad nila nang hindi pa nakaka-set up yung half-court defense itong Caloocan and, you know, able to locate where that lane was free.
Casin gets it to Matias.
Better movement.
Valencia gets the kick out. One dribble pull up. No good. Flores able to get to it. But Kawilan gets in between that pass. Are forward to Yambing. Sawat once again inside, missing the gimme. Ballesteros tried to kick it out to Are, but Valencia gets the steal. 3-on-1 break. Flores getting the easy deuce.
Well, ball distribution so far in the last two sets for QC and Caloocan respectively. Nakabasket ang Caloocan pero nakikita mo, katulad nga sabi mo, iba yung atake ng QC ngayon. Drive, pasa kung sino libre.
Sawat getting the screen from Ballesteros. Sawat
Mismatch.
taking his time.
Mismatch, yeah.
Oh, Ballesteros had Valencia on him, but instead QC goes to Are on the corner. That's short. 10 seconds left. Matias on to Casin. The sprints know the time. Espinas looks at it. It reads 4 seconds. Rinwil with the steal. Rinwil launches from the other side. That's nowhere near going in. And that's going to do it for the first half of play between Quezon City and Caloocan.
And that pretty much sums up how this game has been played. A lot of defense by QC and shots made from 3.
Abdul Sawat, Michael Are, JP Kawilan combining for 23 points para sa Quezon City. Kawilan with 7, Are with 7 as well, while Sawat has 9 in the game to lead the way for the Toda Action party list. And that's why they still maintain this advantage despite a rally by Caloocan. The score is 35-32. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Welcome back to this game between the Caloocan Batang Kakalo and the Quezon City Toda Action Party List. We are at halftime. The score is 35-32, and we witnessed a dominant first quarter for Quezon City in which they were able to lead Caloocan by 9 at the end of the first 10 minutes, but the Batang Kakalo owning that second quarter to be able to keep it close.
Well, apart from the yung better efficiencies na nag-improve para dito sa Caloocan, lalo na in the second quarter, when you look at yung rebounds, you see that the offensive rebound is 10 versus 3 in favor of Caloocan, but when you look at the attempts, -2 pa sila pagdating sa attempts. So, really just goes to show na medyo may nagmamadali ng konti in terms of execution offensively itong Caloocan. So, you'd like to see them to be better off and more calm offensively as continue to close out on those 3-point shooters para dito sa QC.
And to lament more on what you said, Coach, yung pagmamadali nila has brought about a lot of outside shots, which they have yet to convert in this game. They're 0 out of 12 from 3-point country. We take a look at the leading scorers for the Batang Kakalo. Gabby Espinas leading the way with 9. JJ Manlangit with 6. At si Inigo and Ronnie Matias with 4 apiece. On the other side, Abdul Samad, unlikely leader here para sa Quezon City. He has 9. Kawilan and Are with 7. And Ray Bienes has 5 para sa kupunan ni Coach Egay Macaraya.
Yeah, and better second quarter offense para dito sa Caloocan talaga, because lalo na Jeremy Cabana never attempting from the field and only got his 2 points from the free throws. And you'd like to think na mag-step up itong participation sa field goals ni Jeremy.
Mosqueda delivers a pass to Kawilan to White Shirts, challenging, and yet he's still able to drain that. JP Kawilan has struggled in the second quarter from the outside, but here at the start of the third quarter, he's able to make his first attempt. That is a good sign para sa Quezon City.
Tsaka gumagalaw yung bola from strong side to weak. Kita mo yung pagkakaswing ng bola sa kabilang side na yon. And meantime, ganun din ang ginawa nitong Caloocan, setting up that that ball on that left side, but really attacking on the low block with Gabby Espinas on a mismatch.
All 2 assists of Ronnie Matias have been to Gabby Espinas in this game. Those two have been playing beautiful music together for Caloocan and have helped them keep this game close. You remember, Coach, in that second quarter when Coach Alex Angeles decided to go with a little faster lineup. That's where Caloocan actually dipped in terms of knocking down shots. Pero nung bumalik si Ronnie Matias saka si Gabby Espinas, they made a run and made it close.
Right. Hindi ganun kabilis pero nagkaroon ng control offensively and the defensive side as well. Good kick right there in the corner. Just missed it.
That's the 13th miss from the outside for Caloocan. But Quezon City unable to capitalize. Michael Are, medyo nadulas yung bola sa kanya dun as he tried to make a pass to Chino Mosqueda.
Yeah, kaya ibang coaches, ang preference is for you to run wide on a fast break. Kasi lalo na if you're single, solo, against 3 wide defenders inside, you're not gonna do anything. So, might as well get it wide and spread the floor.
Valencia, blitzed here by Are and Kawilan. Tayong-tong to the corner.
Nice pass.
Flores still could not get it to go.
No, that's a matter of makes na. You're getting your open shots, but you gotta make them.
Mosqueda gets the pass. He'll take his time here. There's still 14 on their shot clock. Sawat was asking for it against Tayong-tong. He gets it now. Caloocan in a sort of zone here. Sawat, cross court to Are. Launches from the outside. Good line, just too strong. Are gets it back. Mosqueda will once again try to restore order here for Quezon City. Mosqueda, crossover, floater, short.
I saw that mismatch against Ronnie Matias, tried to create off of it.
Flores drops a pass to Espinas na medyo nagulat. Tayong-tong. Chino Mosqueda was decked to the floor by either of Gabby Espinas and Ronnie Matias.
Either way, mabigat yun.
At on Ronnie Matias, that's his third personal foul. He was forced to sit out early in that second quarter because of those 2 fouls. Actually, no, early in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, that's right. Umupo ka agad siya dun sa first because of those personals.
Michael Are gets past Palencia. Bounce pass too
Yeah.
low for Ballesteros. Cawilan picks it up. Back to Michael Are. Sees a cutting Sawat. Abdul has
Wow.
missed a number of those point-blank shots in this game. Sawat against Josh Flores. Sawat fall away. Too strong. Cawilan puts it up. No good. Ballesteros unable to get to it. Here comes Caloocan. Matias. The gather almost stolen by Quezon City. It ends up out of bounds in favor of the guys in blue.
Yeah, talagang pinahirapan naman doon sa shaded area yung attack na yon for QC. But then, you see the manner of offensive tendencies para dito sa QC. Sa loob na si Jason Ballesteros could have gone up for that shot, but still, he tried to find shooters on the outside.
You love the confidence Coach Egay Macaraya continues to give his players here in this game. You saw Abdul Sawat checking out earlier, given a lot of encouragement by his head coach. Cawilan drives left, kicks it out. Are for three. Short. Ballesteros unable to get another offensive rebound. Tayang Tong brings it across for Caloocan. Cervantes hasn't been a factor in this game. This might get him going.
Kapag nakikita mo, much as pinag-uusapan natin yung depensa, it's really the missed threes of Quezon City and the paint touches and the paint points of Caloocan that had bridged this game a little bit closer in favor of Caloocan.
Yambing missing from the outside. Ballesteros keeps it alive for Quezon
Wow.
City. Mosqueda assessing the defense. No rim protection. Espinas was able to recover and provide the help. Mosqueda throws it away.
Pero gusto ko lang sabihin na you have to love the effort of Jason Ballesteros running after loose balls and rebounds.
With exactly 6 minutes remaining, we go to Miss Andrea Edicio.
Caloocan acknowledged the fact that they cannot shoot from the outside. Kaya naman pag nabibigay daw sa poste, there seems to be a clock that leads to their turnovers. Ando naman daw yung depensa, pero mas kailangan pang dinan after all their goal daw coming into this game was to limit QC to 60 points. Sa kabila naman for QC, although they weren't able to practice well because of the absence of their 3 all-star players, to maintain daw yung same energy na nabuild nila in that Valenzuela game. Maturity has always been what Coach Egay Macaraya is waiting for. They trusted the process and now it can be seen. As he said, after all, good basketball is always a process and all it takes is patience. Javi and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Excellent report there. But so far, Coach, are you seeing Caloocan still staying on their goal despite being down by 2 points here? Do you think they could still limit Quezon City to 60 points?
Well, at the rate that QC has been missing from threes, I mean, it's been quite a while since the last time we've seen a made three. Could be, possibly. Hindi umabot ng 60 itong QC.
Quezon City was 4 out of 17 from the outside in the first half. They're currently 5 out of 22, which means they're 1 out of 5 here in the third quarter. And to try and improve their percentages from the great beyond, Coach Egay Macaraya has opted to put in Jonathan Jesalem to rest JP Cawilan. This free throw by Gabby Espinas brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 5 minutes and 18 remaining here in the third quarter. Espinas with a chance to tie this game. Currently with 12 points. He has not yet missed from the field sa ating laro. Talking about Gabby Espinas.
And this game has slowed down offensively. Right now we have a total of just 8 points between these two teams. Almost the entire half of the quarter gone by. And you'd like to think yung sa taas nung naging production kanina, hindi ganito kababa. But defense has really driven the quarter so far.
Yambing, one of the 3 all-star players for Quezon City that participated in our festivities last Saturday in Zamboanga City. Meanwhile, Rael Cervantes drilling the first three-pointer of Caloocan in this game after 15 attempts.
And Rael Cervantes, Gab Espinas, alongside Jeremy Cabanag inside the floor, together with the playmaking of Irvin Palencia, really just help spread the floor here for Caloocan.
This three-point shot of the game is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. The extreme misses from the outside by Caloocan has been ended by that conversion by Rael Cervantes. They're now up by 3, breaking the deadlock. 4 minutes and 49 to go here in the third quarter. Gabby Espinas has been perfect from the field tonight. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe. When Caloocan was down by double figures, his entry along with Ronnie Matias has helped uplift this squad. And now, Coach, they're in the lead for the first time since the first half.
Yeah, and they're exploiting that defense, switching and running different sides of the floor to the point na pag nakarating na kay Gab yung bola, maliit na yung nakabantay sa kanya and is taking good advantage of it.
Espinas is averaging 7.5 points per game this season. His best game came against the Mindoro Tamaraws. That happened last June 1. That was a 17-point performance galing sa kanya. And he's been only able to get double figures 2 times after that. Ganun nakatagal.
And sobrang daming minimintes na 3 points na ng Caloocan. It started mid of the second quarter, and right now in the third, they're 1 out of 6. And so that run of missed threes is really, causing this parang slide on the performance of QC, and they gotta make more of those shots from the outside.
Coach Mike, Jonathan Jesalem is trying to prove you wrong here. That's the second conversion from the outside here in the quarter for Quezon City. Also the first points of the game para sa kanya, a participant of our 3-point shootout last Saturday in Zamboanga City. There's a foul called here, but take a look at this setup. Kani able to locate a wide open Jonathan Jesalem.
And they desperately needed that, to see that ball go through the hoop. They are right now in this quarter, at least, I guess, 2 out of 7 from there. And to see a couple of made threes in this quarter, hopefully, does good for QC.
14 points now in the game para kay Gabby Espinas, giving Caloocan back the lead. Very steady from the free throw line. 4 out of 5 from that distance.
And 8 more attempts para dito sa QC, pero karamihan ng mga attempts na yun nanggagaling sa labas eh. And so, just making them really is the issue here for QC.
Espinas knew that it was gonna miss, and so he tried to follow his shot, ultimately leading to a lane violation against the Batang Kankalu. 4 minutes to play here in the third period. Kani picked up 2 early fouls in the second quarter. That's why he wasn't able to play a lot in that first half. Rinwil Yambing gets it from the outside. That's back-to-back hits as Quezon City was starting to miss terribly from the outside. Jesalem and Yambing have now brought them back to life.
And Yambing read that action perfectly well. They were trying to set up a little flex action on one way, pero na nakita niya binigay yung top side, yun ang kinuha ni Rainwell.
Yambing gets it at the baseline, fouled there by Cervantes. That's going to be 2 free throws for the North All-Star Rinwil Yambing.
Yeah, now, the pace of this game so far that's being played, at least since the last time out that we've had, I guess really favors for QC. See that rise and free for Rinwil.
Yambing currently with 4 points after that free throw conversion. Yambing's numbers have dipped since the start of the season, but you expect him, Coach, to still come alive here in the latter part, especially as we enter the postseason, as they try to make a crack at that 8th spot.
Yeah, and he's been a vital piece rin kasi dito sa rotation ng QC. Rinwil, if you recall, in that run by QC has been a vital piece sa mga panalo nilang yon.
Pero Coach, ano kaya yung naging dahilan kung bakit bumaba ang kanyang numero after averaging double figures consistently the first few games para sa kanila?
Yeah, I guess it's the minutes that he's been on the floor. He's a player that gets a lot into foul situations, and so it limits what he can do on the floor. And so lalo na with his size, for the most part, he defends against the bigger guys and takes a lot out of him, lalo na pag pinostehan siya.
Ray Bienes picks up his second personal foul. Paul Sanga back in the game para kay Joko Tayuntong. 46-42 is the score. Inigo gets it to Real Cervantes. Cervantes gets the better of that matchup against the smaller Ray Bienes.
Yeah, and there's not so much you can do with a big man that actually has a good footwork, with a back to the basket move. Talagang kailangan mo ng tulong defensively to stop him.
Bienes hands it off to Yambing. Jump shot, short. Espinas clears it para sa Caloocan.
Not a very good shot for Rinwil. Catch and shoot. You know, you had defense all over. Could have read that differently, though.
Quezon City is 3 out of 15 in this quarter, while Caloocan is a very efficient 5 out of 9.
You look at that help side defense on the paint.
Cervantes going on a fishing expedition there against William Bing. And Coach Egay Macaraya is up in arms, saying that he will challenge that last foul call.
Pero kita mo kaagad yung defensive scheme ng QC. Si Jessalem kanina naka-peel off na dun sa depensa niya. Sige, I'll help out kasi si ano yan eh. Si Real Cervantes yan, pwedeng umatake sa loob yan. Hindi naman masyadong titira yan sa 3 points. But once he gets in there, at least nandun ako para tumulong.
It's a challenge for Coach Egay Macaraya. 46-44, magbabalik ang MPBL.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
It's a successful challenge for Coach Egay Macaraya and the Quezon City Toda Action party list. Take a look at that again. This was the play in question. It was Cervantes who initiated the contact.
And he moved into that space.
Sanga with 2 seconds on the shot clock could not connect from the outside. Paul Sanga has not been able to convert on a 3-point shot in this game, Coach Mike.
That's right.
And Hubert Cani, meanwhile, getting his first shot from the great beyond in this game.
Yeah, and alam mo naman, yung mga 3-pointers na yon, usually Paul Sanga is good for about 30% from there. And so for him to not be making at least one here, you know, just helps the cause of QC.
An offensive foul called on Real Cervantes. The physicality somehow getting to him right now.
Yeah.
Take a look at this conversion from the outside. Galing kay Hubert Cani. That's also the first basket of the game para sa kanya.
Yeah, tsaka ganda nung read niya. Kita niya 2 steps away si Real from there and doesn't have that enough foot speed to try and close out long. Cani once again.
That time it's a miss. Aggressive rebound galing kay Paul Sanga. At si Inigo gets it to Cervantes. Cervantes will put the ball on the deck. That's a walk. Good defense by Ray Bienes, pulling the chair from underneath.
And Real gets a seat. Palalamigin muna ng konti si Real Cervantes. As much as he was very crucial in some of the offensive schemes earlier, getting those post-ups and those stops, he's got to calm down now.
Of course, Cervantes was actually the one that got them the lead in this game. Let's take a look at the turnover story. It's 16-7. Yambing from downtown. That's no good. Cabanag with the rebound. Cabanag has not yet been a factor in this game para sa Caloocan, only with just 2 points. Cabanag still with no attempt from the field. Manlangit. That's off to the left. The rebound rin William Bing.
The most concerning dito kay Jeramer, you see that hesitation to take a shot. I don't think he's even attempted yet.
Oh, he has
one attempt, right.
Cani, on the other hand, did not attempt in the first half, but he's been aggressive here in the third quarter, Coach, looking for his shot.
Right, and if you're a shooter and a scorer that's not taking attempts from the field, you're doing yourself a disservice. You gotta understand you're better than that you're a scorer that can knock down shots.
Another great defensive possession for Quezon City. Just a left, floats it up and in off the glass.
Pag dumating ang laro sa open floor at inefficient ng Caloocan, this is clearly advantage QC.
Yambing leading the break. That was a 3-on-2 advantage Quezon City. Jessalem saw that there was a Paul Sanga in front of him, a taller player, chose to float it up off the glass, and Hubert Cani 5 points here in the quarter, helping Quezon City to this 9-point advantage. 26 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We will stay on the air here, Coach. It was a story of two halves in this period. Caloocan with a better showing in the first 5 minutes, but Quezon City going into the second half of our third quarter to be able to take the lead once again. Let's take a look at our fan of the game, brought to you by Jiki Skin.
Yeah, tsaka yung struggle sa 3 points talaga ang malaking kwento dito sa larong ito. 1 out of 17 is clearly not acceptable if you're Caloocan.
Jeremy Cabanag, 0 out of 1. He has only attempted once from the field in this game. He only has 2 points, both coming from the free throw line, but he does have 4 rebounds and 3 assists. 26 seconds remaining here. It's Caloocan basketball. They have Kasin, Sanga, Manlangit, Cabanag, and Magat on the floor. All capable outside shooters, all long-limbed para dito kay Coach Alex Angeles. A 2-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
No good escape.
Caloocan able to get the score courtesy of Prince Casid.
Well, Prince, good escape right there. He's getting pushed on the side, but able to craft a space for him to finish.
Jessalem knocks it down. What a big basket there para sa Quezon City. Michael Are delivering that dime.
Yeah, and so far Jessalem has shown us backbreaker threes. Just when you think that the momentum was trying to go on the side of Caloocan, Jessalem really just comes in and knocks down those threes.
Jessalem scoreless in the first half, scoring 8 points here in the third quarter. Let's take a look at our highlights of the game, brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Quezon City has certainly elevated their game here in the third quarter after that game-tying 3-point shot of Real Cervantes.
Yeah, and it really was exploiting actions inside the paint para dito sa Caloocan. But again, the threes have come back for QC. And right now, this momentum, QC.
It is a 10-point lead for the Toda Action party list, 56-46. This score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Three of the last 6 games of the Caloocan Batang Kankalu will be the Negros Muscovados on September 13. That's going to happen at the Caloocan Sports Complex. 4 days after that, they will be facing the Bulacan Cuyas of Coach Buds Reyes. And on September 21, it's going to be a duel between them and the Muntinlupa Cagers. We welcome you to the fourth quarter of this game between the Batang Kankalu and the Quezon City Toda Action party list. Javi Palanya on the call, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endicio. Coach, after a strong start to the third quarter, Caloocan faltered in the end to allow QC to outscore them 21-14.
In that second quarter, when that was the lowest output so far of QC, it really was the missed three that caused them to have that deficit. Once those threes came back, then you have a really good quarter again in the third, back on the momentum to the side of QC.
Talking about missed threes, that man who just shot the basketball hasn't converted yet from the outside. Talking about Paul Sanga. Abdul Sawat called for a walk there as he went for the loose ball.
Yeah, he definitely walked before he even put the ball on the floor. It took 2 steps before he got into it.
Coach Bong Ramos on the sideline was asking for a foul.
Yun rin hinihingi ni Abdul eh.
Kalahat on the right side. They go to JJ Manlangit on top. Kasin looks at the clock. It reads 1. He had to fire. That's over the top.
Not a quality shot at all para sa Caloocan. I felt that they were looking for other options and not that 3.
And they got into their set quite late.
Yes, agree.
Didn't even notice that time was already expiring. Had to take Coach Alex Angeles shouting from that sideline to make Prince Kasin aware of the clock. Sawat backing in. He's met there by the defense of Abdul Sawat, who tells him, sorry, not here, young fella.
Walang takot din na pumasok sa loob eh. You know, he's been that forceful guy so far for QC.
Oh, that's what he was known for when he was with UE in the UAPS. JP Kawilan, that is what he's known for. His outside shooting, 13 points in the game para kay JP.
And, you know, he's 13 points, but he's missed a lot also from threes, but he's never stopped shooting, which is kind of like what we want Jeremiah to go through. I'm sure you're gonna miss your shots, but the important thing is you gotta take them. Lalo na ikaw ang shooter and scorer primary ng team mo.
Kawilan is 4 out of 11 from downtown sa ating laro. 4 out of 12 overall from the field. Paul Sanga at the line. These free throws might actually get him going. Caloocan needs his outside shooting to be in the flow here in the fourth quarter. They're currently down by 12.
And the thing is, 11 of those missed shots of Kawilan were actually from threes. And so, you know, understanding where he is and what he's there for QC, he just keeps on going.
Caloocan is 13 out of 16 from the free throw line, while Quezon City very high, 90%, 9 out of 10. Sanga goes 2 out of 3.
Actually, very good free throw shooting for both teams. What a move.
Caloocan gets it back, and Prince Kasin finishing the play there, helping Caloocan to get to within 9 points.
Ito, medyo naka-extend na yung depensa ng Caloocan, not allowing them to get into their half-court sets to at least use up some clock. They're not there to get some steal. They're out there to delay the possession on the front court para dito sa Caloocan.
Jason Ballesteros will check back into the game para kay Kenji Roman. So he will join Jesalem, Are, Sawat, and JP Kawilan. Are trying to run circles around Prince Kasin. Kasin staying there with him. Jesalem gets it back to Michael. Are, baseline drive. Kasin is right there.
Oh,
Kasin,
wow.
though, unable to stop that shot. Michael Are draining it.
Yeah, that's just skill right there. Every door got shut down, but he had to create that spot for him with a little footwork.
That's turnover number 18 for Caloocan in this game. Are to Ballesteros at the middle. Familiar set here for Quezon City. Sawa turns the corner. They go to Jesalem. That was short. Sanga, a little fumble with that basketball. Manlangit, bullet sa pass to Kalahat. There's a double foul between him and Jesalem.
Yeah. Pero nararamdaman mo yung hesitation sa side ng Caloocan. You know, look at this one. That door got shot. Went to that footwork. And an easy floater inside.
I'm sorry, no, the foul on the Caloocan side was against Marian Magat and not Romel Kalahat. Jesalem comes out. Chino Mosqueda and Hubert Cani back in the game for Quezon City. It's really at this point of the match where Coach Ege Macarea turns to this two-point guard combination with Cani and Mosqueda.
Right. Tsaka itong limang ito para dito sa QC, napaka-solid na to. You know, you got 3-point shooters, you got very able decision makers in Mosqueda and Cani. You've got the rebounding of Jason Ballesteros. You know, this is a good 5 for QC actually. And Caloocan's gonna have their hands full, lalo na kung magbabasket yung mga 3-pointers ng QC, because it really spreads their defense to close out on those shooters.
Walang abangan natin dito. How long will Coach Alex Angeles keep Ronnie Matias and Gabby Espinas on the bench?
Yeah, and Rail too.
Earlier there was a double foul. Now it's just a foul against Quezon City. That's against Chino Mosqueda. That's number 4 against him. Because the double foul earlier was called against him in Irvin Valencia.
Well, kanina sabi natin si Rail medyo pakalma muna tayo ng konti. Ngayon it's Chino's turn to cool down on the bench. You know?
That's a pity para kay Chino Mosqueda, especially because we were waiting to see what this two-point guard rotation can showcase to us against Caloocan. Meanwhile, Paul Sanga trying to get himself going here, knocking down his first attempt from the outside.
And finally capping off a really good set where he's comfortable. Corner 3 again.
Yambing answers quickly with a 3 of his own. It's back up to 11 for Quezon City.
You know what made that 3 very special? Because Yambing was ready to shoot it. You know, the moment that ball was in flight, you see himself setting himself up for that shot. And so the moment that he caught it, never second-guessed himself and just rose up and knocked it down.
I think that was very important para kay Rin William Bing. You get him to receive that pass in his shot pocket with his feet set and his shoulders square to the basket. Mataas ang maging percento galing sa kanyang tira. 3-point field goal story, 2 out of 20 for Caloocan. Quezon City is 11 out of 32.
Yeah, 10% versus 34%. That's pretty huge. I guess the important thing there is not to stop shooting. You know, you gotta trust how you are. And much as we talked about QC being a 3-point shooting team, there was a moment that those shots didn't go in, but they never stayed away from it.
Kalahat will come out. Gabby Espinas will check back in. Ronnie Matias is still on the bench para kay Coach Alex Angeles. 64 to 54. Backdoor cut. That's off the foot of JJ Manlangit. Coaching duo of Coach Alex Angeles and Coach RB Bangajas. Last year, they were coaching the Bacoor City Strikers, and now they have brought their talents to this Caloocan squad, still filled with veterans, just like the squad they coached in last year's campaign. Yambing forces up the 3. That's way off the mark. Might have been blocked there by the Caloocan defense. Palencia looks inside. Pass too late to Gabby Espinas, and Palencia will give up the foul. That's their last foul to give with still 6 minutes and 15 remaining. Pero ang Quezon City nasa penalty na.
You see, Rinwil, if you notice him, he's really a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. It doesn't matter whether there's a defense right in front of him or not. A couple of them, medyo ill-advised threes, but you know he's got to work on that to understand when to take the 3 and when to pass up on it.
So, Coach, isa na sa mga goal na rin-report ni Andrea kanina para dito sa Caloocan was to limit Quezon City to just 60 points. Obviously, that's
gone.
far from doing that right now, as Quezon City has gone 4 points beyond that.
And bakit nangyari yan? Kasi pumapasok yung mga tres.
Well, ngayon pumapasok na mga tres para sa Caloocan. That's the second 3-pointer of this quarter para kay Paul Sanga.
Yeah, and that's one hot hand that Coach Alex could ride on. If Jeremiah's real cold, you've got Paul knocking down a couple.
But Sanga gets the steal. Sanga gets it to the middle. Magat couldn't handle the pass. Quezon City on the counter run. Yambing sidestep, bounce pass. Sawat swatted away by Magat. Manlangit spins, gets a pass to Espinas. Espinas adjusts short. There's a whistle on the baseline. There's a foul against Caloocan.
Yeah, that's got to be on Gabby Espinas. He tried to go for the offensive rebound after that missed shot. Did not have elevation. The reach was more on Jason. See right there. Got up. Jason had that reach. Didn't have enough elevation to try and tip that ball away from Jason.
Both teams now over the limit. That's why Jason Ballesteros is at the line for 2 shots. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. First free throw is good para kay Jason Ballesteros. That's his first point of the game. But he has 8 rebounds. Yun naman talaga ang trabaho ni Jason Ballesteros. It's not really to score the basketball. Bonus na lang yan kung makakapunto siya.
Yeah, and a 53% free throw shooter. So if he makes one, you got what you bargained for, and you expect him to be better on the line next time. Good pull-up.
Palencia missing from near the free throw line. Ballesteros snatches down his 9th board of the game. Cani to Rinwil Yambing. Yambing could not finish. Sorry, miss.
Rise
Sanga
up.
fakes the 3 the first time. Decides to go for the shot on the second try.
One more.
Sanga, another one on the way. This time it's down the drain para kay Paul Sanga.
And in the moment of hesitation earlier, he forgot about that. Right now, I've got another crack at it, and he goes for it and makes it.
Scoreless in the first half. He was 0 out of 4. Now he has 11 markers in the game. More importantly, brings Caloocan to within 5 points. Ballesteros pulls out. Sawat, runner. That's no good.
And Paul wisely sets it up. You got to watch out for Paul Sanga right now. He's the hottest hand on the floor for Caloocan.
I expect Irvin Valencia to try and locate Sanga. Instead, they go to JJ Manglangit on the corner. That's no different. Still a shot that they would take. It's now just a 2-point lead for Quezon City. JJ Manlangit and Paul Sanga combining for 9 points in this run for the Batang Kangkalu.
And that ball flew in from north to south, east to west, until finally Manlangit says, I got this on the corner.
JJ Manlangit now with 9 points in this one, helping Caloocan to get to within 2 points, 65 to 63, 1 possession ball game, 4 minutes remaining in the game. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the Muscular and Sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Live na live ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Quezon Convention Center, where the Davao Occidental Tigers will be facing the home squad, the Quezon Huskers, right after this Northern Division duel between Quezon City and Caloocan.
It's the 3-point makes that have actually swung this game back and forth between these two teams. And right now, Caloocan's got to go to their strength, defend against this offensive scheme, and get some points the other side to try and equalize at least or take the lead with a 3.
After outscoring Caloocan in the third quarter, 21-14, it's been a 17-9 outburst here in favor of the Batang Kangkalu here in the fourth quarter. Caloocan gets a stop. They have a chance to tie or take the lead. Manlangit decides to put the ball on the deck. He's blocked there by Yambing.
And now really a good setup right there for Caloocan. You'd like to think Sanga's going to get the ball.
Oh, what a big shot right there. Hubert Cani draining it from the outside.
Talk about one guy who's not afraid to take that 3, even down the floor.
Hubert Cani is not afraid of the big moments. He's so used to that. And here he is once again with the rebound. Forward to Mosqueda. 2 former NU Bullpups sharing the basketball, and that leads to 2 points.
And just like the good old days, 2 guards really good at running the open floor.
Sanga, step to the side, jumper off the glass, no good. Magat the offensive rebound. There's a foul. It's going to stay with Caloocan. And no matter what happened, it will still be 2 free throws. Check out this play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. That's 5 straight points para kay Hubert Cani. That last 2 points coming from a pass kay Chino Mosqueda.
Well, that should have happened 6-7 minutes ago, but Chino went down because of foul trouble. And now that he's back, that 2-guard combo that you were talking about earlier is back.
Magat at the charity stripe for 2 shots. First one is good. Magat so far with only 2 points and 4 rebounds sa ating laro.
And so far, itong dalawang teams na to shooting really well from the free throws. You saw that graphic earlier. That's 15 out of 20 for Caloocan and 10 out of 12 for QC. And so that free throw thing is not a problem. It's really more of the three-point makes. That's been the difference.
Alam mo kung sino ang makaka-rhythm sa 3-point shot in this quarter, coach, ay siyang magkakaroon ng malaking chance na manalo.
Yep.
That's been the trend here in this game. Sawat picks up his dribble. Out to Kawilan. JP, step to the side. Jumper no good. Palencia able to get good position on that rebound. Palencia out to Sanga. Shot from the outside is short. Manlangit picks it up. Manlangit could not finish. Ballesteros unable to control the basketball, but good thing Michael Are is there. He was able to get it to Chino Mosqueda. Ball sails out of bounds in favor of Quezon City.
Grabe yung tinatrabaho ng Jason Ballesteros. I mean, these are the unsung, unheard activities inside the floor that you don't usually rave about. But the way that he's been running those for those rebounds and the way he's been defending almost solo and exclusive against the bigs of Caloocan, you know, you really just have to admire him.
Hindi mo talaga matatawaran yung ganyang effort na binibigay ni Jason Ballesteros.
Right.
He's been doing that his whole career.
Right.
We now enter the twilight zone. Our final 2 minutes brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. JP Kawilan trying to put an end to this one.
And it's the threes so far that has really been the difference maker in this game. No matter how you look at it, whether you're Caloocan or whether you're QC, you gotta admit it's the threes that spell the difference here.
What about Michael Are unselfishly making the pass to JP Kawilan, who now has 16 points in the game, might not be able to tie his total from that last match against Valenzuela where he scored 31, but he has certainly hit big-time shots here in the second half, Coach Mike.
Yeah, and right there, QC, I felt actually went on a gamble to try and go on a zone against the post-up of Gabi Espinas, because you have to be aware, Paul Sanga is on the weak side. Once he gets it, thankfully hindi pumasok para dito sa QC, yung tira na yun ni Paul Sanga. But if that went in, that would have been a 4-point play opportunity.
That foul on Chino Mosqueda, which will be his fifth, if not rescinded here, will be challenged by Coach Egay Macaraya.
Well, they try and challenge in the hope of saving Chino Mosqueda and keeping him in the game.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
A successful challenge once again for Coach Egay Macaraya and Quezon City. That's their second successful challenge in this game. Play that they were trying to challenge was the supposed foul on Chino Mosqueda that was supposed to be his 5th personal in this game.
Right, and they were thinking it was, I guess, a landing spot foul, but you know, barely any contact right there.
There's a timeout on the floor here. 1 minute and 36 na lang ang natitira sa ating laro. Quezon City well ahead by 9. Back here inside the Quezon Convention Center for the second game of your Monday triple header. Just a couple of days after a successful and memorable all-star showing in the Zamboanga City last Saturday. Liga ng Bawat Pilipino is back with these set of games. Currently, Quezon City ahead by 9 points here against Caloocan. Very important game between these two squads. Espinas able to score there underneath on the reverse.
Good quick action right there. First to try and set up Paul Sanga for a 3. If it's not there, you gotta go inside for Gab to try and score inside against Jason.
73 to 66. 3 possession ball game still. Shot clock winding down here for QC. Are opts to use the Kawilan pick. Are fading to his left. Off the mark, tumama yun sa ring. Sawat almost got the offensive rebound. The foul is going to be on JP Kawilan.
Foul on number 16, JP Kawilan, penalty scored.
And all these fouls right now being called is just giving more life to Caloocan. Made free throws, couple here and there. Could change the complexion here with 1 minute and 8 remaining.
Tayang Tong will be our guest at the charity stripe. 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining here sa ating 4th quarter.
And the thing is, if you send anyone to the free throw, there's high probability those free throws are going to be made because the free percentages have been really high for both teams.
16 out of 22 now para sa Caloocan. Quezon City is 10 out of 12. Tayong Tong able to get a perfect trip at the free throw line.
Now you done your part. Now you gotta defend on your end of the floor.
73 to 68. Some pressure being applied by Caloocan. Kani will set this one up para sa Quezon City. And he wants an isolation here against Paul Sanga. Kani taking his time. He still has it.
Won't be surprised if he takes this.
Hubert, the drive, backdoor to Kawilan. JP having trouble with it. He has to take it. Did he get it off in time? No, it's a shot clock violation against Quezon City.
Boy, that was a tough possession for QC. Now, offensive execution, importante dito. You gotta watch out for Gab. You gotta watch out for Paul Sanga if you're QC.
Both teams with a timeout remaining. Both teams over the limit. The lead is 5. Sanga. Mosqueda challenging any attempt. Sanga puts it up. Misses everything. Espinas there underneath, getting the 2 points. 73 to 70.
Well, Paul Sanga right there tried to make do with what he had. It's a good thing that Gab Espinas was right there to save the day. Real quick slip screen right there. Forced floater, but Gab in the right place at the right time.
Espinas with 18 points and 9 rebounds. A near double-double for the former NCAA rookie MVP. Let's listen in to Coach Egay Macaraya in Quezon City.
Diretso tayo sa 5, pero hindi natin ipapasa kay Jason. Gusto ko lang matanggap ni Hubert. Okay?
lang.
Okay? Pero pag 24 yan, okay? Pag 24 yan, Pero kung dito yan, okay, kung 14 yan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Ayan yung dito pumasa. First pass, double. First pass, double. Pero wala pa foul, ha?
You were also able to hear from the huddle, the Caloocan Batangkang Coach Alex Angeles instructing his players to double on the first pass.
Right. To double out on the first pass. And based on my understanding, it's like how the two-man game would be. If it's a 14, meaning it's a point guard and a 4 that's involved in that two-man action, that's how they would go. But definitely the clear instruction there is that on that first pass, we double.
Quezon City electing to bring it across into their front court, and so it's going to be a 14-second shot clock para sa kanila. 33 seconds on the game clock.
All 4 guys, very able three-point shooters here for QC.
Kawilan tripled there. That's a quick foul on Prince Casin. Coach Alex Angeles still has a challenge.
From it happened right in front of us, it sure looked like there was a little bit of contact on the hand with Casin, but we'll see how this goes.
It's really a sticky situation to be in if you're one of our game officials in this kind of play. There's going to be a challenge for Coach Alex Angeles. We'll take a short break.
One review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Hold on the floor.
Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Alex Angeles. Tingnan ulit natin ang nangyari doon. They tried to trap ito si JP Kawilan. And 3 guys actually getting to him. Well, it was Casin and Tayong Tong eventually who stayed on him.
Really more on Casin being the first one to hit that arm. Halos dito pag may nagpi-free throw, i-assume mo na at least may isang babasket no? Because of the taas ng percentage that both teams are performing right now from the line.
JP Kawilan is a 94.1% free throw shooter this season. Able to hit the first. Makes it a 2-possession game again, 75-70. Kawilan with 18 points in the game. He had 31 in their last game against Valenzuela.
And more importantly, he's 3 out of 3 on the free throw line.
Wala nang timeout ang Caloocan. That's why they had to inbound from their backcourt. Sanga from the outside. That's long. Ballesteros clears it. That's a push on Martin Magat.
Boy, that was a good shot by Paul Sanga. I think thrice sinubukan na nila dribble handoff to allow Paul Sanga to lift from the corner.
Paul Sanga picks up his 3rd personal foul. 17 seconds remaining here. Ballesteros can ice it by making these 2 free throws.
And the standings reset. Medyo malayo yung ng Caloocan with the next team in that 7 and 8 spot. You have Rizal, Caloocan, Valenzuela, as well as QC, right?
Yeah.
So medyo malayo yun, pero they have to watch out for their games. They can't afford to lose so much.
Ballesteros able to get both free throws to drop. Can Caloocan still pull off a miracle here? Valencia slips. They're taking too much time. Sanga from the outside. That rims out, and that just might do it here. Caloocan will keep possession with 6 seconds still remaining on our game clock.
And clearly, with Jeremy Cabanag going just 2 points, all from free throws, spelled the difference as well to the demise of Caloocan.
Espinas will go all the way unchallenged for that layup. 2 seconds remaining. And Quezon City will wait for the clock to run out. And that's going to do it. Production party list collecting their 12th win of the season. Now just a game behind the Rizal Golden Coolers for that 8th spot in the North, while Caloocan falls to 14-9. Our best player of the game brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Coach, once again, JP Cawilan has emerged as the top performer for Quezon City.
I think what's important with him is that in the moments that he missed those threes, he never stopped shooting and just kept on building on that confidence. And you know, yung trust rin na binigay sa kanya ng mga teammates niya on the floor despite that struggle, and he really deserves this.
77-72 is our final score. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. JP Cawilan is at courtside with Miss Andrea Indicio.
Thank you, Javi. Our daily fantasy best player of this game, walang iba kundi si JP Cawilan. JP, kahit na medyo nag-struggle ka nung simula, hindi nawala yung tiwala sa'yo ng iyong mga teammates. Anong masasabi mo sa kanila? And eventually, nakuha mo yung confidence mo on the floor.
Yun sabi ni Coach, tumira lang ako kasi pagdating kay Coach Egay, pag nag-hesitan ka, hindi ka talaga makakashoot. So kailangan yung kumpiyansa mo dun lagi.
At kitang-kita rin in this game yung development ng maturity ng team ninyo. Even in your last game against Valenzuela, kitang-kita yung naging maturity. Paano ba kayo na-push na ma-develop yun?
Yun nga, sinisimula namin sa defense and kailangan talaga namin manalo, lalo sa mga remaining games namin. Sobrang crucial to para makapasok kami ng playoffs.
Alright, JP, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Una-una, binabati ko yung wife ko, family ng wife ko, and Navarro family, Cawilan family, tapos mga taga Isabela, Kainta, and family namin sa Canada, mami ko, daddy ko, ate ko. Tapos, ang team owner namin, si Boss Joventay, Toda Action Party List, GNT Plasticware, Phyto Racing, Eco Drive, and lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa QC Toda Action Party List.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, that is JP Cawilan, our best player of this game, brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Javi and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Congratulations to Quezon City as they improve their bid to make the North Division playoffs. Up next, it's also a very important matchup, this time in the Southern Division, between the Quezon Huskers and the Davao Occidental Tigers. We thank you for joining us for the second game. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, and our courtside reporter, Miss Andrea Indicio, this has been Javi Palanya, at ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.